Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Alison Goggin with Little Black Bag Medicine, and today I wanted to talk with you about restrictions and how do we manage our daily lives when we feel that we have to restrict ourselves, usually with food or the fun things that we want to do in life, and how is it important to our health. And I want to be very clear as we go through this topic that restriction, in my opinion, and what we're going to be talking about here today is not just about weight loss or not eating so you can lose weight or attaining the perfect ideal body. We're talking about working with serious health conditions and narrowing our lifestyle so we can improve our health and our future. I don't think that doing intermittent fasting or fasting altogether for 24 hours or weeks on end is important if you are doing it with the motivation that you're trying to punish yourself for your body type, you're trying to look different, you're trying to lose weight. I don't want anyone to ever get the idea that fasting is the ideal way to lose weight, because it's not. It leads to eating disorders. It is a very, very serious issue, and I don't think it should be promoted lightly. So as we go into talking about this, please keep this in mind. So when we talk about restriction, the first thing that comes to my mind is really calories in versus calories out. And I'm going to say it again, it is not how our body loses weight. So I don't want to talk about that type of restriction either. So if you are doing the calories in versus calories out method, if you're young, it's probably working. If you're over 30, it's probably not working. If you are a female with any type of hormone issues, it's definitely not going to be working, because our bodies are so much more complex. We're not a car. We can't just put food in, go for a walk, and then fuel up. It's completely different than that. So when we start looking at how are we going to change our lifestyle so we can heal our body, allow our body to heal itself, a lot of those times things come up like food restrictions. Number one thing, get rid of gluten and dairy. And I can hear all of my patients going, what am I going to eat? How am I going to survive? How are my kids going to survive and eat? I can't give up my ice cream. I can't give up my Starbucks. And it is a very hard mental block to get over when you first begin, because there's this whole world that is out there that you don't know about. And so when you start thinking about eliminating, restricting, taking things out, to really focus on also adding things in, right? So when we add things in to start, that might be a better way for you to explore a different lifestyle. So if you're going gluten-free, you can go out and say, start with gluten-free pretzels or gluten-free bread or gluten-free cereal, and add that in, or replacing, instead of just getting rid of gluten altogether. Or if you're trying to do more vegetarian type eating or plant-based eating, just add in more vegetables. You don't have to go cold turkey all at once. There's so many different options for dairy-free as well, so you're not alone when you're going through this. I don't also want to focus in on, I don't know how to say this. When we start talking about restriction and eliminating foods, I really want you to focus when you begin your day. What is your intention for the day? What is your intention for your body and your mind? And let that lead you as your motivation. So if you wake up and you're like, gosh, I better have lost 3 pounds and I'm going to weigh myself right away. And if I don't, I'm going to punish myself by not eating. Or if my headache's still there, I'm going to binge on something and go the completely opposite direction and just screw the program. I don't care anymore. And I understand that. But I really want you to set that intention every single day and know that you're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. Your body is on a roller coaster ride. Sometimes it feels like, when you're going through these transformative periods of changing the landscape of your body. So it's important that you set your intention for the day, that you want to feel however you want to feel, right? Clear, focused, healthy, strong, energized, and then make the decision on what you're going to eat or do based off of that intention and that motivation. So if you wake up and you go to work and there's a box of donuts there waiting for you, you already set that intention. It's already in your conscious mind that you are going to make your decision on how you want to feel that day. So if you know that that donut's going to slow you down, it's going to make you feel groggy, it's probably going to give you acid reflux or IBS issues, that maybe it's not the best step for you. Another thing that might help when we're doing restriction is just eating half of one. Sometimes that's a success. Sometimes eating one and not the whole box is a success, and that's wonderful too. So setting that intention, having that goal in the front of your mind can really help you with the rest of your day as you make these choices. And when you get to the end of the day and you're still maybe really struggling, it's easy and it's time to set aside the time to journal, to write down what you ate, to track your feelings, how your body's feeling, your symptoms, your food, your bowel habits, your headaches, everything, and start really seeing that the reason that you are on this plan, this lifestyle, this journey, is because you don't want to live your life at the end of the day bloated, feeling gross and sick and hung over in the mornings, and you don't want to feel so tired that you can't function through the rest of the day. So when you see that there's this correlation between your food and what you're putting in and what you're not putting in, is it going to help you focus future and really understand that you are right now in this moment building your future body. And everything that you do in this moment is building that future for you. And when you're sick, when you have these chronic issues, sometimes it feels like there is no hope and you want to give up and nothing's working and you don't see the point when maybe you've been doing something new, like a new supplement, a new food, a new style, some new exercise, and it's been a week, nothing's working. It's been a month, nothing's working. It's been 6 months, nothing's working. When the reality is that sometimes when we've had an issue for a very long time, it takes a very long time for these things to kick in. So I pick up books all the time about lifestyle and food and nutrition. And when these other docs and coaches are telling their stories, it's like, oh yeah, my patient ate this way and then she felt amazing. What they're not telling you is that it took 3 months. It took 6 months. Some books, when they're honest, say it took a year to commit to that lifestyle of eating and change and future forward, and knowing that every second that what they were doing was building their future body. So don't put the pressure on yourself that you're going to eat a salad and go for a walk for 20 minutes and you have to lose weight and your headaches better be gone and your acne better be gone and your liver's cleared up. It doesn't work like that. And I know that it's frustrating to hear that. And when we're in this long-term game together, it is important when you're doing restrictive or limited or exclusive type plans that you have accountability. You have somebody to answer to. And I'll tell you, I struggle with it as well. And I had a personal trainer, this was a couple years ago, and he had me write down my food journal for the week. I have never eaten healthier or more perfect for my body in that week. And he handed it in, yeah, this is great, you're doing awesome. Like, I know, I killed it this week. And then he promised me he would get me another diet sheet or a food journal. And he didn't. So that day I went back to maybe some Oreos, maybe some soda, like all the things I knew that I wouldn't be eating on a regular basis if I didn't have that accountability support. If I knew somebody was going to be looking at it, not judging me, but going, okay, hey, what can we add in? What can we tweak? He was doing his thing by being supportive. And the same thing that I do with my patients is there's no judgment. Like, you have to write it down so you can know. And sometimes when somebody else looks at these patterns, we can see, oh, hey, I see you're eating the same thing for breakfast for the past week, the past month. We need to change this up because you're developing sensitivities. You want to know why you're crashing at 11 o'clock in the morning, or why you're crashing at 3 p.m., or why you can't sleep all night. A lot of time that's hidden in the food plan and these meals and what you're eating. And I do have to be more strict at this point in this conversation, because when we start sneaking little things, we're really continuing to fire that inflammation and the pain, and we're slowing down the healing process. So it is hard to not cheat, but it's also incredibly important to, and I don't like the word cheat, but letting things in that you know you shouldn't be. So when you are on a gluten-free meal plan because you need to get rid of the inflammation because you're having an autoimmune attack to your ovaries, your pancreas, your brain, you're dizzy, you have brain fog, and you stop eating gluten, and all of that kind of goes away because your body stops attacking itself. And then you start sneaking in these little gluten things. Your body's just going to continue to be inflamed. You're not going to make the progress that you want to be making. And it really just slows everything down. And you know that, I know that. We also know that gluten is hidden in so many different things, like Pringles, one of my favorite snack foods when I'm having a moment. That's not something that we eat regularly, but that has hidden gluten in it. So we still have to be very mindful of what we're doing. And that's why working in a group, working with an accountability partner, working with a coach, working with someone like me, where you're tracking your food every day, putting it in so we can see it and talk about it in a non-judgmental, hey, you probably didn't know or see this, but this food brand has this, this, and this in it, and it's really affecting your body and your inflammation, your autoimmune conditions, your sleep, your pain, your stress. So let's manage that together and find alternatives. And as you're going through this, you are worth it. And your future is worth it. And your future is dependent on this conversation of following a plan, loving yourself, doing the thing that you need to be doing to guarantee that you're healthy, strong, energized in the future, because the way you probably feel right now isn't great. And there are solutions, but we have to work the plan. We have to work it together. It has to be the right plan. You have to get your testing done to make sure you're doing the right thing, and you don't give up on yourself because you are worth it. And while the restrictions may be hard, the future of continuing on the path that you're on is harder, and it doesn't look great. And I understand that, and we're in this together. And that's why I love working with people hand in hand in long-term programs, because we get to do it together and ensure that you're feeling better. So if you have questions, you would like a free consultation, you want to get started on this path with accountability, support, love, I always offer a free 30-minute consultation so we can brainstorm, talk about how you're feeling and what your goals are, get tests scheduled, and get you on your path. You can message me on Facebook or email me at yourOilDoc@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in today, and we will see you next time.